James Gunn's Superman is finally out. And whether you loved it, liked it, or still processing, one thing is clear. The DCU is officially up and running. And now that we've seen the Justice Gang in action, we've seen Superman, we're introduced to Supergirl, we've had the Creature Commandos, we get Peacemaker very soon. This world is on the run, and we have to see what's coming up next. But not just in the DCU, but also what James Gunn's next movie is going to be. And while I do think we will get a Superman sequel from him, I don't think that's the next project he's going to work on. I think we were already introduced to the next film that he's going to work on in this movie. Now, while I have some ideas that I think he would absolutely kill, like I would love to see him take on Martian Manhunter, that would be a great story for him to tell, I think we got the answer. It's not Justice League, it's the Terrifics. So, welcome to Big Flick Energy, and let's get right into why I think the Terrifics is the next movie that not only James Gunn will tell, but that he needs to tell. And let's start with the obvious. Team-up movies are James Gunn's sweet spot. From Guardians of the Galaxy, to the Suicide Squad, to even Peacemaker, Gunn thrives when he's working with an ensemble of weird, lesser-known heroes. In the Terrifics, they're basically DC's answer to the Fantastic Four, a group of mismatched metahumans brought together by bizarre science, cosmic energy, and wildly clashing personalities. And if that doesn't scream James Gunn project, I do not know what does. I will say, as I mentioned before, some people loved, some people liked, some people are still processing Superman. I was somebody that liked it, I didn't love it. And for me, it's because it felt more like a James Gunn movie than it felt like a Superman movie to me. So, bringing him back into this world of these team-up films where he can really do whatever he wants with his characters, I think that is where he thrives. He can make these characters into anything he wants. But here's the thing. This isn't just wishful thinking. The Terrifics have already been set up. In Superman, we meet a team known as the Justice Gang, which features 4 characters. Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and later on in the movie, Metamorpho. 2 of these members are very important for the comic book version of the Terrifics. These being Mr. Terrific, obviously, and Metamorpho. Now, Justice Gang is not their official name in this movie. It's clearly a placeholder for something more. And they make it a very clear point to state that in saying it's patent pending, it's not our name. They keep on debating that throughout the movie. I think it could eventually become the Terrifics. But in a different way as expected, but wait up for that, we'll get there. Mr. Terrific was arguably the breakout character of Superman. Smart, cool, under pressure, morally centered. He's the kind of supporting player who quietly steals every scene he's in. Giving him the spotlight in his own film, that just makes sense. I think everybody loved Mr. Terrific coming out of this movie, especially that scene where he said, "I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific." That was peak cinema. Absolutely love that scene. And the real point that made me realize this is what his next project has to be for James Gunn was that one scene where he used all the T-spheres to just beat up Alex's army while the song in the background was playing Fun, 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 or I think it's called 5 Years Later. I love that song. I'd never heard it. It felt like exactly what James Gunn became famous for with the Guardians franchise. So, you give him a full movie where he can really flesh that out and give us fun scenes like that instead of having the weight of Superman. That is the perfect story. So, if we're building out the Terrifics, who joins Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho from the comics? Could they do Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl? Yes, but I don't think that's what they're gonna do. I think the movie made it very clear that Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner are more of the carpet level superheroes, while Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho are more grounded and are more personable. So, if we're building out this team, these people that will join should be based on the comics. And let's start with Plastic Man. He's a beloved, chaotic, and long overdue character for a live action debut. And the best part, he's actually already been teased, not in the movie itself, Superman, but in interviews tied to Superman, where the actor for Mr. Terrific was asked who he'd recruit for a Justice League lineup, or really the entire team, the Justice Gang. They were all asked individually, and I'll just play this clip to show you guys what he says.
We're gonna cast our Justice League, all right? First round pick for your Justice League. Who are we going with?
Martian Manhunter.
Hey!
I'm gonna put my vote in for Batman. I cannot wait to see who, what. I want to see what it's like. I love Batman.
What would your dynamic be like with Batman?
Batman actually in the comics knocks Guy out.
That
One punch to the face.
That sounds right.
I would love to play that scene.
Plastic Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a deep cut.
Well, it's elemental cut.
As you can see there, his answer is Plastic Man. Plastic Man is such a fun character from the comics. Everybody loves him. You see all of these animated series that include him, and he's a scene stealer. And I really think James Gunn could do that with him in live action and make him a very fun character. A character that we've never really seen, but one that feels like a perfect match for James Gunn's humor. And then the other character that I'm not fully certain how they could approach her is Phantom Girl. She's not as popular as what we usually have with this team, but I mean, that's where James Gunn thrives, right? He doesn't need to have these characters that everybody knows of. And it's a character from the 31st century who brings time travel and dimensional energy into the mix. Her addition would not only complete the core team, but I feel like it could also give the film a natural plot engine, especially if she's stranded in the wrong timeline, hunted by someone, or maybe even the key to a cosmic mystery that this story will follow up. Who knows if maybe this would be a great way to tease Brainiac 5, and eventually lead into a Superman and Supergirl against Brainiac movie. Or honestly, they could really pull anything from the future. Given it's from the 31st century, they could do Mon-El, they could do Ultra Boy, they could do anything with this story. I'm not James Gunn. I'm not coming up with this script. I trust him. I only make scripts for movies that I think they've screwed up in the past, that I would like to see be done better. So I trust James Gunn with this movie. I'm just saying, I think this team and this storyline could be an immaculate story for them to tell. And together, these four, Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, Plastic Man, and Phantom Girl, form the team that James Gunn excels with. This isn't just a standalone movie. It really connects into the larger world. Remember the line in Superman when Rick Flag Sr.'s colleague says, "Now the metahumans run the world." That's a huge ideological shift in this world, and not one that Amanda Waller is going to sit quietly through. We know throughout this movie that Superman was being questioned for going over the border and helping in a war without speaking with the US government before this. At the end of the movie, the Justice Gang does the exact same thing. They go to fight against Baravia, and they help the other country win the war, or at least stop the war, which is definitely going to be a storyline down the line, especially considering how many projects they have Rick Flag Sr. and Amanda Waller in down the line. We've already seen both of those characters in Creature Commandos, and now we're just continuing with Rick Flag Sr. and Superman. He will be back in Peacemaker Season 2. I believe Amanda Waller will as well. And speaking on that, we actually have Justice Gang trying to recruit new heroes to their team in Peacemaker. It's already been seen in the trailer. I'm very much looking forward to Peacemaker when it comes out. But like I mentioned, it's already been seen in the trailer. We know they're going to be there. And who knows, maybe eventually that character that they recruit could be Plastic Man, it could be Phantom Girl, could be both of them. But what I would love to see in this story is that Amanda Waller and Rick Flag Sr. sent out the Creature Commandos. The government-backed team Gunn is also already building through the animated series to shut down these rogue, privately funded superheroes in the Justice Gang. We know the Justice Gang are being funded by Maxwell Lord, who's also being played by Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. So having the government team that we know is teased to come back, and has been teased to come back in live action eventually, face off against this team known as the Justice Gang that we've already seen, it could definitely work to have this battle. It's Justice Gang versus Creature Commandos, and the fallout, that's where the Terrifics are born. Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho break away from the Justice Gang, frustrated with its corporate leanings. They form their own small, purpose-driven team, the Terrifics, these small business superheroes. So why should this be Gunn's next directorial outing after Superman? Like I mentioned before, because Superman still felt more like a James Gunn movie about Superman than a true Superman movie. It's not a dig. I like the movie a lot, and I loved a ton of aspects of it. Like, I think Lex Luthor stole every single scene he was in. I thought everybody was casted perfectly in this movie. And I laughed a lot, and I think it's a great start for this world. But it didn't feel like the Superman movie for me. And that's just because of how unique James Gunn's flavor is on a movie that he tells. The Terrifics is the opportunity for Gunn to fully lean into his voice, without the weight of legacy, without the burden of iconography, just bold storytelling, bizarre characters, and deep emotional arcs. And it builds naturally from where we left off, with characters we met, themes that have been teased, and the promise of something new in this emerging DCU. So, that's our pitch. Gunn's next DCU film has to be The Terrifics. It connects the dots, honors the groundwork he's already laid, and gives us exactly the kind of story he's best at telling. So, what do you guys think? Do you think The Terrifics on the big screen is next? And who do you cast as Plastic Man or Phantom Girl? Drop your dream team in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into all things DCU. And remember, the age of metahumans has only just begun. Also, let me know your excitement level for Superman, your excitement level in the future for Supergirl, Peacemaker, Clayface, Lanterns, all these stories coming up. Thanks again for watching, and see you all next time on Big Flick Energy.